Hey guys, what is up? Thank you so much for being here yet again for another Scream Queens live chat. Just go ahead and give me a shout out if you haven't already said hey in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and say hey to Mark and Leah and Ashley. Who else is up here? Reagan. A bunch of you are here already. That is so awesome. Honestly, I thought that last night's episode was one or the best probably since we haven't really had that many episodes, but I thought it was the best of the season so far just because I feel like we found out so much information and not just the like reveal of another villain, I guess, at the end, but we found out like other things and I think like other big clues. Hey Tony, hey Deja, thanks so much for being here. Leah says she wants to rewatch every episode again after watching last night's because she feels like she missed so much. Absolutely. And I usually watch them twice, and I'm actually like halfway through my second viewing of last night's episode right now because I always like take notes for my videos. But let's just jump to the end of last night's episode. I think all of us pretty much knew that Gigi was going to be working for Red Devil. We know that she isn't Red Devil unless they switch people, which they could, but I feel like she's just kind of working for him. So that wasn't a huge shocker, but I was a little bit shocked that they went ahead and revealed her as working for him. But even before that reveal was made, there was so much stuff about her in last night's episode, and I was getting ready to talk to you guys about like how she was mega shady, and especially when she was left alone with Red Devil and she's like, oh yeah, he just ran away, and she conveniently got out of there without being hurt at all. That was such a huge red flag, and she was just acting like really annoyed and didn't want to go search for Zayday. So I knew that, you know, she just wasn't a good person. Tony's watching it right now. Awesome. I actually have it paused over here on my TV. I'll get too confused if I have that playing and talking to you guys at the same time. Tara, hey, thanks for being here. Very good point, Ashley, thinking that the Red Devil is working for Gigi. I definitely think, yes, she's pulling the strings here, and I definitely think she was part of the sorority in 1995, as we all have thought before. I don't really know what her motive is or like why she's so mad. She may have been the one who was helping her friend with who was having the baby, and maybe she's just mad because all those sorority girls were terrible and they, you know, let this girl die. I'm not really sure. Maria, hey, thank you so much for being here. Reagan, yeah, Red Devil's crushed on Zayday is what Tony says. Very funny. We need to talk about Zayday. Definitely, Reagan's talking about that too. My other big thought coming away from this episode is about Zayday, and some of you have said this to me either in live chats or in the comments of my videos. Now, I've always told you, let me go off topic a little bit, but I've always told you in this show, I feel like the least likely suspects will end up being the people who are involved. However, they have made it super clear that Zayday could be a possible suspect to a point that it's ridiculous. So in every single episode, Denise is saying that Zayday's the killer, Zayday's in on it, blah, blah, blah. And at this point, everyone's laughing at her. I actually am starting to believe Zayday is in on it, especially since the guy seems to have a crush on her, or the guy or the girl, Red Devil, has like a crush on her. And I'm not really sure if I believe her story. You know, she said she stabbed the Red Devil in the hand, but this is all coming from her. We really don't know what went down in there. I don't understand why she's being protected. It may have been that she wasn't working for Red Devil, but after being abducted by this person, she is now working with this person. So actually, Tony, I was going to mention what you just mentioned about the cellar. It was a lot like A's lair in PLL because when I do my video, I call it Red Devil's lair, but I felt like it was more advanced and actually cooler than the various layers they've had in PLL. Tara says, pretty sure, doesn't Chanel number 3 have a tattoo with the number 863? I don't know. What do you think that means? I haven't seen that, but I'm not sure what that means. There are a couple other people on my radar, and I want you guys to keep, you know, sending me messages here with your thoughts. First of all, what do you think about Zayday? And then what do you think about Gigi and what is her motivation or what is her whole role in this? But two more people that I'm very suspicious of, and one is Chanel number 5, who is Abigail Breslin's character. She has a lot of jealousy issues. She obviously cannot stand Chanel number 1. She feels bullied by, you know, other people. And as you saw in last night's episode, they teamed up against her. Jennifer and Hester kind of teamed up to make her look like the one who turned in Chanel #1 for the murder, but I don't think she did that. I'm thinking that she's involved somehow because no one's ever suspected her as being involved with the Red Devil, and I'm also looking at her as a suspect. And let me get to some of your comments, and then I'll tell you my last person who I suspect. Ashley says maybe it's Gray, the Dickie Dollar guy who was mega into her all of a sudden. Which guy is that? Is that the British guy? I don't know. So Reagan says if Zayday really did stab the Red Devil's hand, maybe we'll see someone touching their hand a lot, maybe a bandage. She means she doubts it, but keep an eye out. Okay, that's really good. So if that really happened, perhaps, yeah, that's going to be a clue to us that someone complains that their hand's hurting or it's wrapped up or something like that. Tony says he feels like Gigi was talking about Chad, possibly not the dad, at the end when she said she had a salad date. Well, I mean, they've made it well known that everyone in the show has been with Chad Radwell. So as stupid as he is and as dumb as they want us to believe he is, I could definitely see him being involved in the whole Red Devil thing because he could just be acting like an idiot, basically, you know? Okay, so Ashley's the black guy. I think this is the guy with like the British accent, right? Ashley says Gray, I'm sorry, is the black guy with the British accent, right? He always says like bollocks and stuff. He's pretty funny. Yeah, and then what I want to ask you guys is, do you think that the Red Devil could be different people on different days? Because did you see all the Red Devil masks down in the lair? I mean, maybe it's just in case the ones this person is wearing get messed up or whatever, but why so many? So Mark says, let's not forget that the Red Devil having a crush on Zayday doesn't mean Red Devil is a man. Exactly, and that's what I was trying to make sure that I said, he or she. It could definitely be a woman, absolutely, which would be kind of a surprise. Could be the predatory lesbian, who would be a total shocker. Okay, predatory lesbian, someone who's not on our radar. I wasn't even going to bring her up, but yes. Okay. Tara says, she thought it was funny how Denise and the Dean were talking about how they both slept with Chad. Yes, I mean, apparently every person except for maybe Grace on this show, every woman has had sex with Chad, basically. So Reagan says, who was Gigi talking about when she said get rid of him or something like that? This was at the very end of the episode. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, for some reason, at first I thought she was talking about the Grace's dad, but then she mentioned something about having a date, and I thought she was talking about him. But then maybe she was talking about Chad. I don't know. Who does she want to get rid of? Who is the guy? That's a really good question. What do you guys think? Tony's like, yeah, PLL had a lot of black hoodies. I hope this is nothing like PLL, but yes. Yeah, so it might not be a clue. I get what you're saying, Tony. So the masks might not mean anything. I don't know. I guess I kind of want Red Devil to be one person instead of like 10, but I think we obviously know that it's just not one person acting alone. We know Gigi's involved. We know Boone's involved. I don't think Boone is the person dressing as Red Devil because that would just be too easy. Tony says possibly one of the twin brothers. I mean, this is getting really difficult here because there's so many people in the cast and it's getting kind of hard to figure out who it could be. The last person I wanted to mention to you as someone who I'm suspecting at this point, and I'll tell you why, is Jennifer, who is the candle vlogger. Okay, the ant farm she had in her room was really creepy. Now, that doesn't make someone a killer, but I found that really strange and really bizarre. We already knew she was a little bit bizarre. But the thing that really made me suspect her from last night's episode was when she was looking, I guess, at maybe, I don't know what she was looking at, but she had that weird like view kind of like mask thing around her eyes. And at the time that I saw it, I was like, that looks really strange. Okay, that's weird. Then if you go forward to the Red Devil's lair, I swear to you, there is some mask in there that is very similar to what she had on. Also, she is very, you know, who would think it would be her? Kind of a nerdy girl. People probably think, oh my gosh, she could never be Red Devil. No one on the show has thought she's Red Devil or involved. What do you think about that? Someone mentioned to me last week in the comments that they thought she was involved. I thought that was awesome, so I paid a lot of attention to her. So I'm not going to give myself complete credit for this. But the mask thing is something that I did see last night, and then I saw it in the lair, and I was like, that's weird, really weird. And we can see she's kind of got some animosity towards at least Chanel #1. So Tony says, Chanel at the beginning stated that her dad bought a foreclosed house and burned it down at the end of the party. and Grace's mom died in a fire, supposedly. So yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, part of me doesn't even believe that Grace's mom died in a fire because I feel like her dad is involved. But after learning that Gigi is for sure involved, I'm kind of thinking that Grace's dad is not involved, but Gigi wanted to get close to him and is having sort of a fake relationship with him, at least on her end, to make sure she can keep her eye on him and make sure he doesn't like figure anything out. What do you guys think about that? So Mark says, yes, the candle vlogger is creepy. There were candles around Boone's dead body in the maid's room when the shrine of Chanel was on the wall, and on Shady Lane when the dead bodies were found. Right. So we know she has a crazy obsession with candles, and then we've seen candles in all those places. That was a very good call there. We don't know what her deal is. It could be possible that she is Bathtub Baby and she's angry at anyone associated with that sorority and wants to kill all these people. I don't know. Reagan says, could she be talking about getting rid of the Red Devil that set up a date with Zayday? Maybe she thought it was unprofessional letting her get away. Okay, yeah, obviously. So that would go back to the fact that we don't just have one Red Devil. We have different people dressing up as Red Devils. Okay. Tony says, yes, she needed to gain trust with Grace and the dad by sacrificing herself. So I really am at this point ready to remove Grace's dad as one of my suspects. I've had him as a suspect since the beginning, but knowing that she's in on it and we didn't see the two of them together and she made that statement, I guess, about him and about going on a date with him, that's kind of where I'm at this point. So Leah, I hope I'm saying your name right. If it's Lee, let me know. But Leah says she has conflicted feelings about Hester. She seems to only care about herself. At the same time, is it too obvious? I've gone back and forth with that too. It does seem a bit obvious to me, but I don't know. I mean, here's some things you got to think about. We have to figure out who is the Bathtub Baby, and then we have to figure out, is this person going to have issues with the fact that they are the Bathtub Baby, or do they not know they're the Bathtub Baby? Because if they know they are the Bathtub Baby, they may be, they may have all the motivation in the world to be Red Devil or to be working with Red Devil because they are super mad at that entire sorority, even people in the present day who had nothing to do with whatever happened to their mom. They just want everyone to die. But that's going to be difficult because we don't know. We don't know if this person even knows if they're Bathtub Baby. Maybe they know and they're okay. They're not upset or angry. And maybe they know and that's made them a killer. Tara says, there were a lot of good Chanel sayings in the episode that were funny. Yes, there was all kinds of funny things, again, in this episode, which is another reason why I love this show so much. I loved, if you watch Orange is the New Black, then you would realize that when Chanel #1 went to jail, it was a total parody on Orange is the New Black, with even some of the characters or the actresses looking like some of the actresses from that show. That was just so funny. Tony says Hester is showing no sympathy. Absolutely. She is like a hardcore person. She doesn't really care about anyone but her and what she can do to manipulate. We're seeing like how manipulative she is and how she'll do anything to be at the top. And basically, I think she wants to get rid of Chanel #1. I think she would love to be the president of Kappa. And I think that she would absolutely backstab anyone and everyone, including Chad Radwell and, anybody else. She's not loyal to anyone. So I don't know if that makes her Red Devil or if that makes her have to be working with him, but we will see. Mark says the toenail cookies were the highlight for me. Disgusting yet splendid. Yes, hilarious. Again, I use that as a point, even though it was funny. I use that to put Chanel #5 on my suspect list, because if you are that mean that you're going to feed children toenail cookies and the children really didn't do anything to her, then I could see her doing worse stuff to other people. And I think she feels like a victim, and she has a lot of resentment and a lot of reasons in her own mind why she needs to make people pay for maybe what they've done to her, or maybe stuff that they've done to her or her family that we just don't know yet. Leah, I'm glad I'm saying your name right. Okay, a couple of things that I wanted to point out. If you notice in these episodes, and I've noticed it in every single episode, and I feel like there's a reason for it, but I don't know what it is. We know that there's a big importance on the 90s in this show because of the 1995 incident at the sorority house, but almost all the music that's in the background of this show is from the 80s. Does anyone know what's up with that? Because there are so many 80s songs in every single episode. And I know, because I know how Ryan Murphy is and like how he writes his shows, that means something to me, and I think that's going to have something to do with Red Devil, but I don't know what that is. So Reagan is dying to know what everyone's connections and motivations are, like why Boone and Gigi, two opposite people. I don't know. I think we can kind of figure out the Gigi angle here and assume that she was part of the sorority and was mad that, you know, I guess she was the woman that went crazy on Shady Lane and maybe raised the bathtub baby for a little bit. I mean, we can kind of understand that and put that story together ourselves, but we will need to see more of it, I think. But Boone, I don't know. And I'm also wondering where the heck he is. Ryan Murphy had tweeted that Nick Jonas is going to be back, but I don't know if he's just going to like show up at the very end to tell everyone like, hey, I'm alive, I'm working with Red Devil, or if we'll see him again. I don't know. I know he's a busy guy, but I thought he would be like more in it. I thought he would have more of a role in it. Hey, Debbie, thank you so much for being here tonight. Tara says Chanel #1 really let Chanel #5 have it after she came back from jail. Also funny how Chanel #3 bailed her out. Yeah, and the sad thing is that I don't think Chanel #5 turned Chanel #1 into police. I just feel bad for her, even if she ends up being kind of evil. But, you know, she got totally, like, blackmailed there. I don't know if blackmail is the word. Framed. She got framed, which was awful. Yes, Tony, that was my other thing I wanted to bring up to you. I don't understand why it took, what are we on the 5th episode? That we just now see an intro for the show, you know, with the song and all of them screaming. I really liked it. Ashley liked it. Tony liked it. I thought it was really cool and honestly really different from any other show that I've watched or that I currently watch. I loved it. It was weird. I mean, the song was weird. I'm just really interested as to why it was just now put with the show. Like, I could see them not doing it for the first episode, which was actually 2 episodes together, but I'm surprised we didn't see it until now. Tony, yes, I know that PLL has a new intro, and I also know that they released part of season 6, and I've seen it, and it looks okay. But I don't want to devote this whole video to. I don't want to get off on the PLL train because we'll never come back to Scream Queens. But yes, and Allie is in it. That is cool. That is really cool. So hey, maybe it'll get better. So Debbie says each episode a different girl. Oh, we're talking about PLL again. Well, that's okay. It really, each episode a different girl does this thing. That's interesting. So Reagan says she thought Red Devil was about to kill Denise and she was about to die because she's the only one who brings a sense of reality in the show, even though silly at times. I love Denise. I think she's so funny. When she went on that like rant last night when she was like, I'm not Judge Joe Brown, and I don't know, she was listening, like, she's like, I'm not Maury Povich. She's like, I'm trying to catch a killer. I mean, just so funny. Ashley says maybe that intro was for the Halloween episode. Well, yeah, I would think that, but actually, like, Ryan tweeted that last week's episode and then this week's, and I think maybe 2 more, and they're all a part of, like, a Halloween-themed episodes. I don't know. So Mark says Ryan likes to foreshadow lots of things in his intros. If he has done the same with this show, Chanel #3 could be the baby. There was a Nightmare on Elm Street reference with her in a bathtub, but maybe there's more to it. Okay, so she was in the bathtub in the intro. I remember that, like in a bubble bath. What is the Nightmare on Elm Street reference, though? I've seen those movies, but it's been a while. Debbie says, what do we think Gigi's role is in this? We think she's the bathtub baby's guardian. Well, I think since we saw her, I think she's the crazy woman, so we know she's got problems. I think she's that woman from Shady Lane, the hag or whatever from Shady Lane, that maybe had raised the bathtub baby for a little while, but I think originally she was the dark-haired girl who was helping her, like the one with the blood on her hands, who was like helping deliver the baby upstairs in the bathtub. I don't know. But that's a really good point, Mark, about Chanel #3 being in the bathtub in the intro and being the bathtub baby. And I don't know what the Nightmare on Elm Street part is, but some woman died in a bathtub in Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, thank you. That's crazy, though. That could definitely be true. Craziness. Leah doesn't know why the ratings and viewership are going down every week. Is that true? I did not know that. That makes me really sad because I think this show, I just think it's so good and it's something I really look forward to. And I know like there's other shows, well, really I stop watching them if I feel this way, but like when I don't care and I'm not excited, I don't look forward to that day to watch it, then I know like I'm not really into the show and I don't, but this one I look forward to, and I also look forward to How to Get Away with Murder. So Reagan says, really wish we saw the bathtub baby because she wants to 100% rule out the baby to be a boy, but with this show, you never know. Right, so the sorority sister that they tracked down said it was for sure a girl, but like I said, I'm afraid to totally believe that because they might just be trying to trick us. That woman may not remember, or someone could have, I don't know. She said she saw the baby herself, but you never know. Tony says Grace's boyfriend was in the casket in the intro. Yes, Pete. Interesting. That was interesting. Tony says they take into the account the +3 ratings and online DVR data. And I think that's why if you follow Ryan on Twitter, this is all making sense now. He tweeted out that the ratings for people who watch like 2 or 3 days like after it airs were huge. So he was just making a statement like that's the way people watch TV, or at least most of the generation who would watch Scream Queens. They don't always tune in. Like even me, like I usually DVR it and watch it like a little bit later just because I don't like commercials, to be honest. Yes. So he was just saying, it's not the same for, a certain like generation of people do not want to watch stuff live anymore. I mean, just for me, I don't like the commercials, but he was like, that just showing you that people don't watch TV the same way anymore. So people don't like to be, people are busy sometimes and they're not able to watch something at a set time, like every week and be there for that. So I don't know, but I'm not worried about it like returning. I was actually thinking last night when I was watching it, like how exciting it's going to be every season, because every season is going to be a different story. And I think that is so cool, because I will mention Pretty Little Liars one more time. The fact that Pretty Little Liars drug out, the main mystery of the show for so many seasons, for 5 seasons, like I think that just totally killed it for that show. It made people upset and annoyed, and then when the reveal was terrible, it was even worse. So I love the fact that we're going to get all of this wrapped up at the end of the season. We're going to know who everyone is, what everyone's role is, and why they did it, and we're going to move on and not come back. And I think that is just awesome, because I don't think we need 5 seasons of wondering who the Red Devil is. Ashley says also it's been going down because people are having huge viewing parties, which, yeah, that's cool, because I think that the show's creators should be super happy to know that it's such a popular show that people want to get together and like have a party and watch it, So you have to look at both sides. Reagan loves how each episode lives up to her expectations. It gives you, it pulls you in, giving you enough, but not too much. Agreed. Can't wait until the finale, but don't want it to end. I need to look up when that finale is. That's going to make me really upset because we'll have to wait a whole year to see the next installment. Millie missed all of the PLL chats, but finally managed to be in time for a live chat. So cool. Thank you for being here. And I'll have PLL chats starting in January too, so hopefully you can make it. Tony feels like PLL might be able to push the envelope with the new network. I know most of you guys like PLL, so I guess it's okay that we talk about it. I was actually impressed with the little 4 minutes or whatever we saw of season 6, and you know how mad I was after the finale. But we'll have to see where it goes. Like, honestly, I don't feel like they need a mystery anymore with Pretty Little Liars and like another killer. I would just be interested to see what happens to the girls and their lives and their love lives and their jobs and stuff like that. But I think they're going to go and have like some killer again. So I don't know. I'm just kind of over that. Debbie's asking if the cast will be the same for season 2. For Scream Queens, no, it won't be. But the good thing is, if you watch any of Ryan Murphy's shows like American Horror Story, he usually brings people back, but they will have new roles. So there'll be some people that won't be in it at all, but I'd say that some people will come on to the next season. I could see Emma having a role and possibly Leah. It just depends, but I'm excited to see who might be included. Miriam loves the show and also thinks it might be Chanel number 3, but it's a really good show. Chanel number 3 is the girl with the earmuffs, right? Thank you so much for liking my live chats. I'm so happy that you like them. I'm glad that you are here, because I know a lot of you can't come and watch it live, but you watch it later, so you may feel like you're a part of this every week, even if you don't get to ask questions and state your opinion. But I think it's cool if you can be here when the chat's going on. Praying that Jessica Lange comes into it, says Millie. And Jessica Lange is not on this season of American Horror Story, so that's like the first time in the since it started. So that's sad because she's excellent. Yes, Ashley, this cast is amazing, and I was also thinking about that last night, and I was thinking, I don't think they can get a better cast and a better storyline, but you never know. I just love how it's I don't know. I just love everything about it. It's like younger people, and it's funny, and it's edgy, and it's a mystery at the same time. I love that. So Mark says apparently only 3 to 5 cast members or characters will survive, except this time, if a cast member dies, they can't return in a different role. Really? Is that what he said? So if someone dies, they can't be in the next project? Tony says everyone is perfect. I agree. I love everyone. I think it's really cool if you watch American Horror Story, how sometimes someone who is like a super villain one season will be like a victim the next season. I like that. So you can't always figure out who is who. And I like how, whoever ends up being Red Devil may survive and they won't be able to be the villain like on the next one. Leah does think there is a lot more to the whole Charles Manson being Chanel No. 3's dad plot. There has to be a reason why. I do agree. And here's someone else who they really have never pointed out. They've never been like, oh my gosh, she's definitely a Red Devil. No one's ever said that on the show. I felt like the only time when we were sort of led to believe she could be a villain was when she mentioned that her dad was Charles Manson. Was there a Charles Manson PLL reference? You're going to have to remind me because I've forgotten, Tony. I've tried to forget some of PLL, to be honest, because, well, I can't get started on that. You need to watch my video if you haven't. My crazy rant on Marlene King and all her craziness. But anyway, I think I've moved on a little bit since that aired, but still, if people bring it up, I started getting bad thoughts again. Oh, there you go. So Charles De Laurentiis, Charles Manson. I get it now. Thank you. Yeah, very good. So we just have like 4 minutes left. This has flown by completely. Once we get closer to the finale and we'll have to do some more theorizing, I may make these an hour long because I feel like we might need more time. But we still have time for you to give me your theories or ask your questions. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. I made a little list here. But anyway, I don't know. I think that it's so good. And I don't think, what I love about this show is I don't think there's ever going to be an episode where you're like, well, nothing happened here. And for you guys who watch PLL, and I know it's a lot of you, how many episodes have we sat through where it was like nothing happened in this episode? And we're not going to have that with this season. My main Red Devil suspects, well, since Gigi was a Red Devil suspect, I can mark her off because she has been a Red Devil suspect, and I don't think she's a Red Devil anymore. But currently, I think that Zayday, Grace, I'm still going to throw her in there because she's just like, she's totally, no one would ever think she was part of it. Grace, Zayday, Candle Vlogger, and I'm going to take the dad out. I don't think Grace's dad's involved anymore. Who are your guys' suspects? And I could see Zayday being the Red Devil. I could, just because Denise keeps saying it's her, and everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, we should have listened to you. I could see Denise surviving, possibly. Reagan wonders why the Red Devil killed people like Coney or the twin in the maze. Obviously, there's no specific reason, but maybe it's just to scare people. Yeah, and I think, too, that they're just, like, disposable people. Not that they're, that people's lives don't matter, but on this show, he or she is killing characters who we don't really care about, to be honest, like random fraternity people, random mascot guys, stuff like that. Jesus says Gigi is definitely working for Red Devil. I've read your name 2 different ways, but it's Jesus, I know. Zayday, Grace, and Gigi is Tony's suspects. Very good. Pete, Miriam, good point. Pete is very, very, very suspect. At times, they made him look so over-the-top guilty, so I didn't know. But lately, they haven't. But he's so, so shady, okay? Pete and Grace could be working together as well. Yeah, I think Red Devil could have definitely turned Zayday over when he or she had her kidnapped. Definitely. I think she might not have been working for this person, but she is now. Mark still thinks that Grace is the Red Devil, red glasses and coat, and one scene could have been symbolism. Did you see last night that Gigi was wearing red boots too, and they kind of zoomed in on that when she was in the lair? That was definitely a little clue there. Artie has talked too many times, which makes me think Artie actually wasn't there. It was just a dream. Yeah. So Michael still thinks that Grace is dad. I've kind of eliminated him, but I don't know. I don't know. Mark says Grace and Artie haven't actually fought yet, just looked at each other. Yes, they did look at each other maybe in the first episode. That was really weird. He was acting weird looking at Gigi's pants. Yeah, so my major suspects for Bathtub Baby, says Millie. Chanel number 3. Gosh, I don't think it's Grace anymore. Chanel number 3, Chanel number 5, and possibly Jennifer, the candle flogger. Daniel thinks the other black guy may be part of the RD team. Reagan says it'd actually be a funny twist if Chad was a red devil and was fooling everyone with his dumb act. Like, what if he came to that college for a reason? He could possibly be the Bathtub Baby. I like that. I'm starting to think that he is. Oh yeah. Well, okay. So the dean said she didn't know how he got into college, but then she kind of winked at him. I don't know. I thought it was because like they, sleep together and stuff. But he does act so stupid, and that speech he gave was so stupid about the presidents. It was so stupid. He said there was a John F. Kennedy somebody. I don't know. I mean, I can't remember all of it. It was just so stupid. It didn't make any sense. Michael, did I hear there'd only be 4 survivors by the end of season 1? Yes, someone mentioned that a little bit earlier. Gosh, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. You guys were awesome, and it was like nonstop comments from you guys, and that always makes it more fun than me just sitting here blabbering away, which I usually just do in my videos. So thank you. I'd love for it to be super interactive. It is actually time for this to end, sadly, which is crazy because it flew by. But my Scream Queens video, I'm trying to shoot that tonight, and I should have that up tomorrow, definitely. So, so there's going to be 5 survivors. Interesting. So I hope you will check that out. If you are new to these chats or new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, please do that so that you can keep up with all my recaps, and follow me on Twitter because that's how you'll know when the next live chat is or when the next video comes out. And that's like the best way to keep track of me. So thank you so much, Tony and Reagan, for your nice comments. Yeah, this was probably my favorite live chat for this show. And love you guys, and I will see you hopefully next week, but definitely I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.